Welcome back to the Super Chevy Brothers podcast. This is episode 127 in the year of our Lord 2024, February 11th, 3 days before Valentine's Day, the day of the Super Bowl, one of the top 5 holidays of the American year. And today we're joined by our co-hosts, Mother.
Hello.
And Brother.
Damn, the brother gets introduced second. Hey, how y'all doing?
And then also me, the first brother.
That's how they treat brothers.
Technically, like third brother, but whatever. I'm the last.
That's true.
You're the youngest, yes. The last.
That is true. What are you guys doing for the holiday?
Nico,
Oh,
you can go
for Super Bowl day. Yeah, my neighbors will probably get something grilling. I see him right now out the window doing some stuff, so I'll pop my head in there, say hi.
I forgot to get the dogs, man.
You forgot to get the dogs? Like hot dogs, right?
I haven't had a hot dog in so long. I just really want that feeling of just a hot dog and mustard. Okay, see,
yes,
stop.
Dizziness, headaches.
No, I didn't say dizzy. Glizzy.
not dizzy.
They're called glizzies.
They are?
No, they're not.
It's a glizzy.
Okay.
Mom did not call
The
hot
glizzy
dog.
gobbler, exactly.
Did not call anything that is phallic is called a glizzy. Okay, don't ever say that word.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's not true. A glizzy is literally just a hot dog. That's not true.
Did you know that that iPhone commercial where it's got the outlet singing that song?
Yes.
I didn't know that was a real song.
That is.
Yeah, it's a Doughboy song. Yeah.
No, I heard it
and they
first time
didn't edit
yesterday.
it. They didn't edit it at all.
No, they didn't. It fits the commercial. It makes sense. But I'm listening to the song on the radio. I'm like, wow, this commercial got real long. And I realized it's not a commercial.
Yeah. The funny thing about that, I had the same exact experience because I was over at y'all's house, at Dad's house, a couple months ago. Saw that commercial, and that album came out like a month later, and I heard the song, and I almost crashed the car because I was like, am I having a stroke right now? Like this isn't a real song, but yeah,
TV.
no, it is.
TV
It
has
is indeed
changed.
real.
Well, no glizzies or glitzies or whatever they are, but how about some jerk chicken wings?
Jerk glizzies.
Jerk glizzies.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, jerk chicken. Okay, so what are we having? Wings, nachos,
And pizza.
and pizza.
Pizza's always good.
I was gonna make like an Alfredo bread, but I don't know. This is too much.
That's too much. We got pizza.
Okay.
Yeah. And stuffed mushrooms.
Oh, that's a good one. Stuffed
Yes.
mushrooms. Yeah. Okay. I'm fine. That's good.
And fruit and cheeses.
But if you could just get a glizzy.
Okay. What are you guys doing for Valentine's Day?
So I'm one of the many lucky men out there where my wife does not really care about Valentine's Day like that. I'm gonna do something for her anyway, but
Good.
we're actually gonna go get a nice dinner like a day or two after. We don't want to be caught in the rush with everybody, so yeah, we're gonna get a little late Valentine's dinner. But besides that, we're gonna stay inside, watch some movies. We're gonna make ourselves a little charcuterie board and stuff. Nothing crazy. We don't want to be surrounded by other people and have the experience we had some years where we come in for our reservation and there's some guy yelling at the hostess, being like, "Hey, you guys got any tables left?" And they're like, "Please, people made reservations a week ago." So yeah, just gonna stay in, probably get dinner another day when everybody's not hogging up the place with their air. So yeah.
All right. That sounds exciting.
Okay.
You're
Interesting.
damn right.
No, it does. It sounds like a nice, quiet evening and not in the crowds. You know what you could do?
Preferred.
Really romantic. You could go and buy her a flower, a nice flower, whatever, plant flower. And
Just
you
one.
could, yeah, and you could sort of like recite vows to her again. That's really romantic.
Ah, damn. Okay, I gotta tell her not to listen. That's a good idea. All right, yeah, no, that's a good idea.
How? But I mean,
What were you saying, Shirai?
I can wait and put
what's
the
going on?
podcast out like the day after.
Listen. She has a lot of podcasts she's listening to. I don't think this is like the
is-
third or fourth podcast.
I was
she
going to say, I
listens
don't
to,
think this is
so
at the top of her list.
She doesn't
What is-
understand. She doesn't understand half the stuff we talk about either.
What
so.
what's her top? What are 3 beating us? Joe Rogan.
Oh no, she hates Joe Rogan. We
doesn't?
listen to a lot of she listens to a lot of Bravo podcasts, a lot of gossip
Oh,
podcasts.
okay,
stuff
okay,
like that.
never mind. Okay, I understand.
Oh, yeah. She won't hear
got
this for another month or two.
Yeah, I got it.
But
I
she's a
understand.
supporter. She's a supporter. No, but yeah, no. I got lucky. She's I take her out for Valentine's Day, but she's not like, it's not like the biggest holiday of the year to her. So
Yeah.
It's
that's
the
good.
Super Bowl though, right?
No.
yeah. The Super Bowl is
Okay.
the biggest holiday.
No,
of
but
the year.
really,
Yeah.
Super Bowl is a pretty good holiday.
For guys.
I don't think it's
everyone
that good.
gets
We
everyone
don't
gets
even
a day
get
off.
a day off for it.
We do.
We don't get
It's
a day
Sunday.
off
Sure.
for it.
You just
It's
call
Sunday.
in sick. Like
Even
everybody
God is
else.
watching.
See,
Okay.
I think
So-
it's an exchange. It's like Valentine's Day are for women, is for women, and Super Bowl is for
See,
the guys.
I think that's sexist.
I feel like
think-
that's very
'cause
sexist. I know a lot of women that love football, so
Yeah, and me
I
too.
don't agree.
And
Yeah.
it's super exciting. I know Kalanick is excited for the Super Bowl. And people are excited. I mean,
People-
Taylor
people-
Swifties are now excited for the Super Bowl.
Football's
Okay.
pretty universal.
No, they're
if
excited
the universe
for her.
includes America only. It's pretty
Yeah,
universal.
but I think there are a lot of people. I mean, okay, here's the thing. They say, "Oh, all these people are watching the game to see Taylor Swift." I get that, but Taylor Swift literally is in 0.001% of the broadcast. They have to watch the game, and people are watching the games. It's not like they're just
So
looking
people
at
have
it on
to
YouTube.
people have to watch the game. People who are complaining about her being too involved in the games aren't watching football because, like you said, like she's not on screen for more than like 3 or 4 frames. So it's not like, they're zooming the camera in on her while there's a game going on. I think it's funny that it's brought so many people to watch it because I feel like there are people who are literally going to watch because they know Taylor Swift might be on screen for like 3 whole seconds. Even though Usher is performing, which should
Right,
be
sorta
fun. I feel
takes
like
the focus
Dad's gonna be excited about that. But yeah, no. I don't know. I think the Super Bowl is pretty cool. I think it's a fun holiday. Everybody gets together, even if you don't really care about football.
Right.
It's something to focus on, or it gets you interested in football. Maybe next year you'll actually watch, the whole season or whatever. But I need to ask y'all because I actually have not watched a lot of Super Bowl commercials because I was either talking or I didn't watch the Super Bowl. Have the commercials been good the past few years? Have they?
So I know this year they're going to be very mediocre because last year, I mean, I'm not trying to poke fun at anyone, but a lot of conservatives got really upset about like the M&M's girl losing her heels and the trans person and
You can poke fun at
and,
conservatives. That's fine.
and the too many mixed marriage couples or mixed
Right.
race couple there are people legitimately complaining. So I think they said even this year it's just going to be like celebrities and a brand and stuff. So
yeah.
uh,
I
yeah,
always
they don't
think
want to
they
upset
have.
the people who don't like black people.
Yeah.
I do think it's funny because I think most of the
well, I don't think it's
of the ads have been like kind of already released. I've seen a couple already like
yeah, they
out
released
there.
most of them early.
I would too, paying that much money for them. I'd release
Yeah,
them
you don't want to play them
6
just one
months
time.
ago.
Yeah.
It's what is it like 6 million?
And
for
it's
30
not even
seconds
going to
or
be in
something?
an ad. I
Not
think.
even for a full minute, you know?
Well, you can get a minute, but you pay by the 30 seconds. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's I kind of understand them. I don't think they're contemplating what is it, placating, but you got to it's just too much these days.
It's what
if you
what
make
is their
anyone
job? Their job is to sell things, and they
Right.
won't
Yeah.
want to piss anybody off. It doesn't
They
really
wanna
matter if
upset-
it's conservative.
yeah.
Or
Oh, it
otherwise.
was the Budweiser.
Their whole goal is to make money. Yeah,
Bud
I mean,
Light.
yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
so
the Bud Light
I
and the M&Ms. The M&Ms was a big one too.
Yeah, the Bud
yeah,
Light.
yeah,
they
and those
really,
piss people off.
Yeah,
And
they
then
Because
really
people
hurt
started
their
frothing at the mouth
business.
because they have COVID brain damage. But yeah,
I think I saw something that was like out of all the commercials, only like 20% of them had all white couples, and that apparently upset people. So
why does
the
that
tone
matter?
of-
That's so stupid. Like, why
yeah,
does that
it
even
doesn't.
matter?
But you
It
know,
doesn't
if
matter.
advertising, you got to remember also, the people making the ads are not the companies in the ads for the most part. Most of the
No,
companies
of course.
don't have
Well,
their own ad.
yeah, they hire
division.
somebody else to do it.
Right.
Like
so
Mad
you gotta-
Men.
Right.
Well, no. So my thing is, right, like all that stuff or whatever, like people getting mad about a percentage of white couples. It just reminds me of, like, the dumb thing right now where it's like, they've swapped out what is it? They said they went from diversity to critical race theory, and then now the new thing is DEI, I think. So now they're like, we don't like too many black pilots flying planes because
even know
it
what
means
that's-
that
what
the
we're talking
plane's
about.
more likely to crash. Yeah, that's a real thing. So yeah,
Oh,
people just don't
no.
like black people. I think that's kind of what it amounts to.
They're just
And
gels.
the companies will, yeah, I mean, it's fine. So yeah, it's just gonna be celebrities people are used to. Like Shavar said, I saw like ads flying out there with every popular celebrity you could think of this year. So yeah, not surprised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, outside of present things, let's talk about the past. Mom, I'm going to ask a question, and whatever the answer is okay. Did you watch a movie?
No.
Or did you? Oh, sorry. Did you prepare a review?
No, I did not, because you did not say you wanted me to prepare a review.
Oh, is that how it works?
Wait, no, Mom, we do this every episode. Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
Okay. I didn't know that. Now I know that.
Oh
No.
my god!
I did not.
Well, guess
because-
what? Guess
no,
what?
the last one I did was not appreciated, and it was criticized.
You haven't done one in several episodes.
What was the last one, Shavar? Saltburn.
You did do
It's two
Saltburn.
episodes ago.
No, that was the last episode.
And it was highly criticized.
That was not last episode. That was two
Okay.
episodes
Well,
ago.
because you don't have one, and that's okay. I'll know now to. I will also like tell you which movie to watch. Okay, or if I have to, if you can't find one. Okay, but I did watch a movie. I watched actually a lot of stuff. I watched lots of documentaries and things. But I went to the theater last
Ooh.
weekend. I was pretty down. I wasn't having a great life, and then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go watch a movie. And so that's what I did. I opened my, well, actually that's not what happened. I was sitting in the line of a Target with like deodorant in my hands and just thinking, like, I was staring at this guy's belt. He was in front of me, and I was lost in my thought, like, what is my life? What is happening? And then Kalanga
Because you're
said,
buying deodorant.
well, just in general, you know, people talk about the straw that broke the camel's back, but nobody talks about the camel then proceeding on through the rest of the desert. So
Well,
I've
it's kind of hard with a broken back.
exactly. So I'm just sitting there and looking at this guy's like, it's kind of a funky tie-dye belt or something in front of me. The line's moving. And I guess Kalanka said something about, let's go watch a movie. And I'm like, okay. And I saw, you know, Aquaman on the magazine or something. Like, isn't that movie out? That movie's around, right? Aquaman came out earlier, late last year. So I don't know.
They came out a while ago, didn't it?
I think it came out in December. Like, late
Really?
December.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know. That's crazy.
So I was like, yeah, let's go watch that. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm kind of tired, actually. Let's see if we can watch it on Monday or sometime. Nope, last showing that day. They're not showing it anymore. I guess it's been out for like 8 weeks now. So, or maybe 6 weeks. I don't know. So
I don't
we
think it's doing
just
too hot either. Then
we just did, well, nothing is really
No.
like because with the actors strike thing, right? Nothing has been promoted outside of just like if you go to the movies, you see. I went to this movie. I saw so many trailers for things that are out in like a week or two. I had no idea are coming out.
Right. True.
And which kind of sucks for movies, but that's what happened. They had the strike. There's no promotions. There's no anything.
I hope the movie review is as good as the build-up.
So
let the man talk.
So,
what are you doing?
Oh, let's remember that when I have my review.
I opened my Cinemark app because I am a Cinemark member. You get free tickets, discount on snacks, and if you buy enough tickets in a year, they give you like a bundle of tickets, whatever. So I opened my app and I realized I haven't been to a movie in like 7 months, which kind of hurt my soul. So I'm like, let's do it. Let's go to this movie and watch it, right? So we even went to like the decent Cinemark in Cedar Hill. Ooh. And so we get up, we jump in the car, get the deodorant, not in that order, and drive to the cinema.
Yeah.
Cinema.
Mark.
And then we get inside. I'm about to buy a ticket, and something really upset me. It kind of put me. I was in there are moods like that. It's just your status for a while until it just changes, and then there are things that just tick you off. So I bought my tickets online. I go inside to get. You don't have to wait in line. You just go to the machine. You scan the thing. You print your tickets. And there's a woman standing in front of the machine. This short, Hispanic lady. You're standing in front of the machine, staring at the machine, touching the movies, staring at the machine. And I kind of shuffle my body, because I'm waiting. And she looks,
I'm on mom's side. Where's this going?
Okay, so I watched the movie, okay?
Did you push the lady aside, or was she just...
Yeah.
I got to know what happened now.
I gave her this look because she wasn't buying a ticket. She was just hanging out.
Oh, she was curious about the machine.
She was just curious about the machine.
All right.
It's just fine, but
I get it. I would do that.
We get in the theater. I was expecting there would be no one there because no one had bought tickets on the app that I saw. I was like, oh, maybe this movie's not so great. I get in there. Actually, people were just buying tickets like normal humans at the front desk. So they all happened to buy them after us. But anyway, it was kids. A lot of people just brought their kids to the movie. They had to have been it wasn't packed, but they decided for some reason to sit right behind us. The people with the kids, the mom and the dad. Or I don't know. I'm just guessing they're guardians of the children because they were with them. But by the way they acted, I don't think they have any responsibility for these kids because they were everything said on the screen. They'd repeat it. They were jumping. They were screaming. Also, if you're the kind of person, I don't know. Maybe I'm just an old man now. If you bring blankets and slippers and Snuggies to a movie theater, you're a lunatic and you're a loser. And you need to reevaluate your life, stay home, go read a book, do something. That is not the place for you. It's not Netflix. It's a movie theater. You're outside in public.
Wait, they got their phones out?
Biko, they have blankets. They've got Snuggies.
They brought food.
Hoodies. They brought food. They put blankets over the seats so they can lay down in seats they didn't purchase.
Okay, Rush Limbaugh.
Hey, stay home. Wait for it. It'll come on later. Chill.
Why'd you spend money? That's kind of wild.
That's hilarious.
See, here's the thing. Right. I'm all for sneaking food into theaters. I think that's great. But because I've done it a lot. But listen, the whole blankets and laying on the seats, you got to be joking. You nasty for that. That's crazy.
They bring iPads.
That's crazy.
They bring iPads. They're sitting there look, I get it. There are people who
on iPads.
They've consumed more movies at home through streaming than they have gone out. And for me and everyone on this podcast, we probably have gone out to the movies enough where it's like a cultural thing you don't even think about. Like it's just it's a thing you do. You go out and watch a movie. These
Right.
people, like, they've stayed home and watched movies. That's fine. But there's an etiquette to be. Oh my god.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah,
that's
and
my
I know
Aquaman
back in the day,
review.
people used to be bad. Like I remember the worst thing would be like, oh, somebody's talking a little too much during the movie, right?
Yeah.
Now it's like you go in a theater and you see like the brightest freaking screen you ever seen in your
Right.
life.
Right.
Like, and people are just sure. You've seen the memes. It's like somebody's like this boring ass movie, and then they have like Family Guy playing on a screen or something. That's literally
Right.
what these people are doing. Is like they're literally like, it's like to them, it's like just having a TV on in like a bus station, and they're just walking
Yeah,
up and
that's
watching
what it
it.
is.
Like
And
it's
movie-
like
Movie etiquette is bringing your own food, but keeping it hidden just a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Like I don't care.
Now
Yeah,
I have
don't-
been one
you
to
know.
bring to go Chinese food and eat it openly while watching Pitch Perfect, but I was in high school, so I'll give myself a pass.
Oh,
But yeah,
my.
you try to keep the food hidden.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I mean, I think if you know, popcorn and stuff's too expensive.
It is.
It shouldn't be as expensive as it is. For me, it's not because I'm a member. But if you're not, I get it. Whatever. I don't care about that. The blankets, whatever. The movie was fine. I saw it's the second Aquaman movie compared to the first one. I think the first one's plot was more made more sense. The second one, while not at all a horrible movie, it is a little contrived, and there are lots of letdowns at the end of the movie. If you don't know, okay. In the comic books, I'm just gonna ruin the movie. Okay.
I don't think so.
Well,
Go
and
ahead.
to be fair, I liked the first one, so
I did
Yeah,
too.
if you
Yeah,
like the first
it-
one, I think you'll like the second one. But in the comic books, Aquaman is not known for like having a great rogues gallery. The only real villain you can think of with Aquaman, two, his brother Ocean Master, because that's kind of a cool name, and Black Manta. And Black Manta's big thing. There are really two character traits about this character. Is that, well, three. He's black and ruthless. That's two, and then.
Aw.
That's it. I mean, that's why he's called Black Manta. He's from. I mean, it's from the time. And number three is he killed his baby, because that's what Black Manta do. All right, he
What?
goes into Atlantis and he kills babies. That's what he does.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
He don't do that in the movie. That upsets me. That is
Well,
Aquaman
and from
defining
what I heard-
characteristic is dead baby.
Well,
And-
I heard that they tested that, and the audience reacted so poorly that they just didn't do it.
they should have done it.
I know. I
No.
agree. I think they should have done it, but that's what I heard is that audiences hated it so much they just took it out.
You can't
Maybe.
even tell dead baby jokes anymore, so no.
Mom's onto the real issue. You can't even tell the dead.
Dead
You would have
baby
thought I
jokes.
killed him. You would have
No,
thought I
they-
shot a baby.
Okay, so that's the
Right.
first, and I say
There used
that
to
I'm
be
not
a
I'm not a
master at
person
that.
I'm not a person who likes spoilers or anything, but I think you can guess that in this day and age they wouldn't let you kill a baby in a movie where babies would go watch it, I guess, but they should have. I think just it would have made a better story if they did kill the baby, and it would have given Aquaman something to do other than be like a cool guy, because that's kind of what Jason Momoa has become, is just a cool guy, which is
Yeah.
fine, but it's Aquaman.
So-
you could, you know.
So
hold
my
on.
thing about comic book movies. Okay, go ahead.
Let
Sorry.
me. Okay, there's another.
Wrap it up, yeah.
The second disappointing thing. Okay, there's a very, very good, and I'm saying like very top of the line fight that happens. It's a
Ooh.
CG fight. Okay, so the same thing you saw in Black Panther or in Iron Man, but it's very good and it's very close up and it's real scripted. It lasts 30 seconds. And it is the climax fight, and it sucks because it's only 30 seconds. Like, could you have given me like one less underwater floaty hair scene so I could have a better climax fight scene? Please do that. Like it just sucks. Like that, it just goes out that way. And then the last one, which is an absolute spoiler, so if you skip 30 seconds if you don't want to hear that. The bad guy in the movie isn't the bad guy in the movie. Well, no, I'm not gonna. It's just disappointing. The end of the movie is disappointing. No dead baby, short fight scene. Bad
No
guy's
dead
not
baby.
fun.
Oh my god.
No dead baby out of 10. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing, right?
Also, Amber Heard is actually in this movie a lot more than they let on.
Really?
Yeah, you can tell they did probably cut some stuff out, like more. But
because she
there's
wasn't
some-
the first one, so yeah.
Yeah, you can tell they cut some stuff out, but she is in it a lot more than I thought they would let her be. I know they filmed most of it before the trial or whatever, but she's in it quite a bit.
Yeah, she needs to work.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, listen, that trial was like 2 years ago. I mean, okay, and also, so here's my thing about superhero movies in general is like we've reached this point with them where a lot of the like easy to make into a movie stuff that you can kind of cut around some of the nastier parts, we're kind of getting out of that. We've already gotten out of that era. We've gotten past the origin stories. We've gotten past the like, villains that don't go that far. Now we've gotten to the point in a lot of comic book stories where like the brutal stuff starts happening, like characters start dying, people
Right.
start getting like maimed, like really dark
where's the
stuff starts happening.
genocide?
No, exactly. No, thank you. That's what I was about to say. Like genocides start happening, like, and that's the thing is like I don't think that these companies are gonna get over the fact that like if you want to tell these stories in a way that's really entertaining, you're gonna have to like stop trying to sanitize them. But they're gonna keep sanitizing them because they want to appeal to the lowest common denominator, which is children, even though children will never read those comic storylines and they weren't meant for kids in the first place, because a lot of comics were kind of published in a way where they knew their readers were like getting older, right? At least some writers addressed it that way. So I don't know. I'm kind of like, you can kind of see this happening with this movie. I think The Flash had a similar thing. They cut a few scenes from that because they knew they would be upsetting the audiences or whatever. So
I thought
I don't
Flash
know.
was pretty adult. You saw the Flash, right, Mom?
No, but
Yeah,
I
it was
have
pretty adult,
on
but
my
there was-
saved. Yeah,
there's stuff cut from it though. Same way as Aquaman. Like they have to cut things because audiences didn't react well to it. And I feel like that kind of sucks, right? Because I get it. Like the comic book movie industry is not like, avant-garde going to do anything to like, actually like pay homage to that stuff in a way that's going to make anybody uncomfortable. So like, we're getting to the point where there's like Infinite Crisis stuff or those weird plot lines where the entire thing was, sorry, Mom, the entire thing was this character got raped and that's why the entire plot line happens, right? So like, I think they're gonna just start making stuff up, or they're just gonna heavily sanitize all these storylines,
Well,
or they're just not gonna do half of them.
You can do
Because
it like at the
there's a
end
lot of X-Men stuff too that they're not gonna touch, I don't think.
Well,
at the end of Avengers Infinity War, because Mom, she called me after she watched that movie and she said, what did I watch after everyone died? So I think it's okay to test negatively, but I think you can do the stories justice without like completely changing them. Like it's kind of important that Aquaman baby die, because nobody cares about that baby.
Well, more to the point of the Infinity War thing, that wasn't even how that actually happened, right? And also, they
No,
did
but
pull a lot
you
of
gotta-
punches with that. I know, Shafar, I know. Listen, and I agree with what you're saying, but like even with that, they pulled a lot of punches. Most people came back. Everybody came back, and then maybe a couple people died. In a lot of Marvel storylines, either those people don't come back, or it takes them years to come back, and they're never going to do that, just because also that's not how actor contracts work. That's not how any of these things work. So
did they ever
I
have
don't
an
know.
Infinity 2? Where
Yeah, you watched it like 3
I did.
times.
Mom, that was the follow-up where everybody came back.
Oh, okay. Then
you
I'm
literally,
happy.
Yeah,
you literally cried. I watched you.
I cried.
You cried.
I cried.
Mom don't even remember the movies, but that's who they're making it for. Like,
There's
so
so
like,
many.
I don't.
It's so many.
Well, like, and that's the thing, right? There's so many now. It's comic book movies are starting to have the same problem that comics have, where people feel like they have to go back and watch this one to understand this one, which is kind of funny that we've gotten to that point with comic book movies. But I don't know. I feel like the content, like the actual plots, are starting to be like tweaked so much that it's like we can't make the audience too upset. And Infinity War was fine, but like I said, the follow up, everybody came back. Like, and yeah,
Well,
there were a couple.
I mean,
movies,
they came
like,
back
Everybody
in-
came back.
They came back in the comic too.
It's just out of control.
Well, yes, I know, but that's why they pulled this one off, is because they knew it wouldn't. They're like, this is fine. Everybody's gonna come right back.
Well,
It'll be like a really big thing, and then we can clean it back up afterwards. You don't have to mess anybody's contracts. It's clean. It's clean and it's tidy and it's nice.
And also, I want to say, not everyone came back though. That is, everyone
Who
came
didn't come back?
But what's Vision dead? Everyone that died before the snap was dead.
Vision came back.
Not
Yes,
actually.
he did.
No.
Oh God. Okay. Anyway.
Okay, may I share an old Abraham Lincoln walking a mile to school story here? So when I grew up, I read comic books, and not just Archie and Betty and all that stuff. I read these, what's the big strong guy, the troglodyte barbarian, Conan. I read things like that. But we would be so excited because you had to wait for the next one to come out. And see, what you guys experience, everything's out there. You go in a bookstore, you got like 2 million comic books with all the versions and the next and the next and the next.
I mean, they still come out monthly.
Yeah, they
but
still do that.
Not like then.
No, it's exactly the same.
It's
No, it's
exactly,
not.
Mom. It's
No, it's not.
exactly
No,
the
it's
same.
not.
Yes,
it's
And
it
the reason
is.
exactly
it's
the
not-
same.
Yes, it
The
is.
The
difference
reason
is-
it's not is because we didn't have bazillions of already written ones.
Yeah, that's because of the time you were in.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mom, you're saying all this just to say time has passed.
I'm
Yes, we are
saying-
aware that time has
No.
passed.
See, now I'm getting upset. I'm saying we actually had to wait for the next one to come out. You guys could go a whole lifetime reading what's already out there before you'd have to actually wait for something.
I mean, if I
Okay,
get, but
all
that's
this
by
to say-
that's by choice. You could literally say, "Okay, I want to start the new Spider-Man,"
Okay,
which is only
but-
like.
Well,
But
what
Mom,
this
where were you
says
going?
is
Mom,
there's
where were you
enough-
going with that?
I was going to say, if I could speak, there's enough
Yeah.
content out there where they don't have to make up stuff.
Okay,
The
Mom, that's
stories
what-
are
okay,
out
okay,
there.
No,
The
I agree,
stories are
Mom,
told.
Mom, that's what we're talking about. I'm saying that that's what they're doing. They are taking those stories and they're tweaking them because they're too dark. That was
Well,
the
I wouldn't
entire
say
point of what I said a
tweaking,
minute ago.
Because I wouldn't put what happened in Aquaman in the same category as what happened in the Infinity Saga.
Sanitation.
Because
Sanitation,
One, no,
censoring.
Aquaman is sanitation. One is adapting. It's an adaptation of the same story. Because it has the same elements, but it's. I mean, it took 10 years to tell it. It's not going to be exactly the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Aquaman is sanitation. They took the core of the story and changed it so that no one would be upset, but then still pretended like that was what was happening in the story.
Well, look at Spider-Man. How many movies have they made? The same thing over and over. We
It's not
keep
the
saying
same
that
thing.
poor Uncle Die and the aunt 47
Mom,
times.
when was the last time we saw Uncle Ben die?
We actually haven't
tell
seen
me.
Uncle Ben.
We haven't
die
seen
in
him
over
die
10
in like
years.
over 10 years.
I'm sick of Uncle Ben.
That's why they stopped. That's why he's not. They
Mom,
don't do
they
that.
But
stopped.
they
Mom,
made like
Uncle Ben
6
hasn't died since.
versions.
Mom,
No, they
Uncle
made
Ben
2.
hasn't died since the 2000s. They stopped doing that a long time ago because
They
of
made-
people like you
But
who
in the
rightfully
2000s,
said we don't want to see
he
that.
was dying. Over
Yeah,
and
how long ago
over.
was the
okay,
2000s?
Mom, I get, Mom, I get what you're saying,
How
but
many Spider-Men are we going to have?
I get what you're saying, but in the reality of it, Uncle Ben only died twice, okay, with 2 different Spider-Mans, and then when they
It
did the
ju-
third one,
It just
they
felt
said,
like it.
I know it felt like it, but because we watched it so much, but when they did
Yes.
the third one, okay, they're like, no more Uncle Ben dyings, okay, and so we didn't see how he got it. The third one kind of skipped all of what happened in the the first whatever years,
But we
and it's
know.
not.
We
It's
know
all
he
implied.
died.
They don't. It's implied, and he doesn't really. It's kind of funny. He doesn't really think about his uncle at all anymore. He thinks more about Tony. But I do think. I don't know. All that to say, Mom, listen. I agree with what Shavar's saying, right? Like, there's between, like, tweaking and sanitation. I feel like what they did with Aquaman kind of sucks because you have to have movies. There's always going to be movies that make people upset, right? Like comic book or otherwise. And that doesn't mean that they're not good. Like a piece of art making somebody upset or not testing well with an audience because something made them feel bad should not prevent something from being the original vision. So I agree with that part as much, right? Like, I don't know. I kind of don't like where some of the Marvel movies are going because, sorry, this is a DC movie, but I don't like the DC movies that do that specifically. On the other side with Marvel, I don't like that they've tweaked so many things, and they're coming up on some stuff, both of those camps. They're coming up on some stuff that I think besides like with Joker, like those movies are rated R, right? Besides like with some of that stuff, they're not even going to touch some of those things because it's not for the right audience, right? Like, they have some things that they know are for their mature audiences, like their R-rated stuff like Deadpool, or on the DC side, Joker and stuff like that, right? But like the big stuff that they sell to everybody, I feel like they're just going to keep doing that over and over, just taking things out or changing things.
Explain something to me. Black Panther. All right. So in real life, the actor died.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the storyline? Is that his sister took over?
Did you watch? You didn't watch him? Yeah.
Did you watch the
movie?
movie?
He died in the movie.
I did.
Yes, he died. Yes, they killed him off in the movie, Mom. Did you not watch the?
No.
You weren't really
I don't
watching
mean the movie. I mean the comic.
Oh no!
In the comic they no. That's
All
not
right,
what happened.
Stay
in the
with
comic.
me, people. And that's my point. It's like talk about
Okay,
an
but
adaptation.
hold on before you go too far. Before we get too far, in the comic, the character Shuri does become a Black Panther at some
Black
point.
Panther.
At some point, so it's not. They did adapt that information
Just faster.
into not faster.
It already existed.
It's just in a different way. It's like it's like looking in a mirror world. It just happened in a different way. In the comic book, he didn't. It's not like he's not dead. Black Panther is alive.
Okay. Well, he's alive in my heart.
But that character becoming a Black Panther is a thing that happens in the comic book.
Yeah, they didn't just make that up for the movie.
Okay, that was my question. Thank you very much.
Anyway, Aquaman, I give it a 2.5 out of 5, or 2.75 out of 5. All right, you want to talk about games?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we did today? We played games.
What?
Mom?
We played games.
Mom played games.
I played games.
What did y'all
joined,
play?
She joined the
Yakuza.
Geekenders. She was hanging out with Dan,
Hanging out with Dad.
and then she played some Tekken.
Tekken.
You
That's
gonna just
nice.
repeat
That's really
everything I
nice.
say? How'd you feel about Yakuza?
Yakuza was interesting. I think I could play that on my own by myself.
I think you could.
Yeah, and gather things and build a company and make the employees happy and have the board
Is that like the mini
meetings.
game part, Shavar?
There's lots of
Yeah.
mini games in there. It's
Yeah,
really
Yes,
what
interesting.
that's the whole game is just a bunch of mini games.
I think my favorite part was the old lady crossing the street, the kimchi.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
It's a lot of stuff, and the fights. Every corner you go to, you're at a fight. So it's exciting. It's
Tekken?
I had fun. Tekken? No. Ooh. Okay. I just have to learn the buttons better because I can't figure out the jumping part. I have a jumping character. Who is he? Zakushi
Yoshimitsu.
Yoshimitsu.
Oh no, she
Mom
she
did
picked, like,
every
the hardest
Yoshi-
character
she,
in the
She
game.
flew in the air. She was teleporting.
Oh man, I loved him. I loved him.
Oh no, Mom's a Yoshimitsu man.
Here's the
That's
thing,
I'm a
Mom.
Yoshimitsu guy.
I can tell you're having a lot of fun because you're falling out of the chair.
I was.
Your arms are moving like you're. But here's the thing: you have to concentrate a little bit. The fun is there; it's still there, but it's gonna be more fun when you know what you.
But I
Mom,
got
it's
you
so
a couple of times.
it's so
I
much fun when you
KO'd.
actually know what you're doing.
Oh
Mom,
yeah.
you have to realize, okay? It's like, if Michael Jordan went to in his prime, right? Went to a basketball court and beat up on the 5-year-old baby, right? Nobody would like that. I mean, he probably would do it because he's Michael Jordan, but nobody would like that he did it.
So you're
If we-
taking it easy on me.
If we're
huh?
playing on fighting games, and I have a scale of 1 to 10 about how tough I'm gonna fight you, I'm probably gonna make it like a 1. I'm gonna show you how to do this and that. If you're doing like a super special move, I'm gonna make sure you get to see it, because that's what's fun about playing the game. When you start taking it seriously and you enter the dojo, all right, then I might put some smackdown on you, okay? But you're not taking it seriously yet. All
He
right?
just told his mom, get good.
Now that's you. If it were anyone else, they wouldn't have a chance. Everyone gets a level 10.
Me and Shavar played some Tekken the other night. I put the smackdown on him. It's
That's
all right.
what I'm talking about. Hey,
Bruh,
Yeah, I put the
okay.
smackdown on
Let me light the picture here. We played Tekken. I opened it for the first time, and this is the first time I played Tekken in probably 4 years.
Oh, the excuses, but he has the
Right.
legacy skill. I'm
And then-
gonna
and
read
then-
you a text
hold on,
from Shavar.
hold on,
No, wait,
hold on,
Shavar.
hold
No,
on,
I'm gonna
hold on,
read.
let me
No,
finish,
no,
let me
no.
finish.
Pause the
You can read
podcast.
that, you
Pause
can
the
read that, hold
podcast.
on.
I'm gonna read you
You
a
can
text
read
from
that, hold
Shavar
on, hold on,
about what
read
he
that,
said.
read
What
that.
he said to me.
Go
What
ahead.
he said to me. Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh wait, no, I gotta scroll past me
Okay, thank
talking to
you.
him
While
about
you're
Monster
finding
Hunter.
that-
While you're finding that,
he
also,
beat me with a
when we-
fish.
Yeah, I beat her with a fish.
He beat me with a fish.
Also, I did random select, so I didn't get to use a lot of legacy until I got to king. When I got to king, I was legacying my butt off. All right, legacy means okay. So Tekken in particular is a game where some of the mechanics might change, the moves of the characters are generally the same from game to game to game. So each game you get, it's not the same as like a Dark Souls 2, where it's a completely different game with the same mechanics. Instead, in fighting games, Tekken 7, Tekken 8 is essentially the same moves and everything, but the mechanics change.
To be real, everything in Tekken for the most part, a lot of characters' moves have been pretty similar since 5, I would say. Since about 5 is when everything got pretty streamlined. It seems like they're now just not tweaking things, but they do change things in between games. But it's been pretty like base since like Tekken 5. They've like changed game. They add and change game mechanics, in my opinion, more than they do like the actual moves on the characters.
Yeah, it's like it's always a sandwich. It's just a different like bread. It's always the same meat. It's just different bread or different spice. So every time you get a new fighting game.
I played Tekken, didn't I, on the 4 with Rocher?
Yes, you did.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that going if you can tell me how to turn it
Yeah,
on
if you
again.
learn how to play that one.
Okay, I
now
found the
there's
text. I found the
there's
text.
some new stuff in this one, but if you learn how to play that one, you can generally play this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Unlike Street Fighter, which every numbered entry, everything changes. Mom, you can go play Tekken 7 right now, and you can pretty much transfer a lot of the same stuff over to Tekken 8. A lot of people were actually doing that before Tekken 8 came out. A lot of people got into Tekken 7, but this is what Shavar said to me. He said, "Let me know who I should smack you up with in Tekken. Any character. Tell me. I will meditate and annihilate."
Okay, but to be fair, that
So
is
now he's
not
about to give you a
untrue.
spiel about, and then let me give you a spiel. He's going to give you a spiel about how that's actually not true. And
No, that's completely true. But you didn't let me know who to
get
use.
King first, though.
You didn't let me know who to use.
But
okay?
in all seriousness,
And so
who
when we
did you like that
played-
you used?
Oh, I liked everyone. I liked Victor. So there's a new character, Victor. He's some French guy who is. He's got a sword and he teleports. He's pretty good.
Noctis.
I spent
Noctis without the license.
spent maybe 20 minutes in training with him after we played. I like King because King is I used to play King in the old games because he's a wrestler. Who doesn't like a wrestler? And he wears a Jaguar's mask and he speaks and roars. I mean, yeah, and that King. And then I like the Arabic guy. I don't know what country is Shaheem from. I don't know the Arabic guy.
He's from like UAE or something. I need to look it up. Where is he from?
Saudi Arabia. I don't know. That guy, he's pretty cool. I mean, I played Nina. She was Nina. I mean, she's different, but I like when I was Nina. I played Kuma today. Kuma was great.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. There you go. So far, I don't think I've picked anyone where I was like, ew, I don't like that. I played Jack 8 today. That was fine.
Is the bear
He's still
new?
Jack.
No, bear. Well, the bear
No.
is no the character in the game. No, but the character in like the lore, yes. So this is not the old bear died a long time ago.
Wait, what? This isn't the same Kuma?
No, Kuma's a bear. They don't live. They don't live 80
Wait.
years.
Wait, no, but it's not even the same one from like Tekken 7?
I think it's may. I don't think so. I think. Hold on.
No, Shavar, I'm
Kuma-
looking at the Shavar, it's been the same bear since Tekken 3. It's the same bear.
No, it's not. I literally watched.
I'm
the thing
literally
where it's
looking at the
it's
wiki. It's the same
it's
bear.
Kuma's son. Hold on.
Yes, Kuma 2 was introduced in Tekken 3. That's the second bear.
Hold on. I don't know if we're on.
Oh my god. He's gonna just try to fight me on this. Shavar, the first Kuma
Bro,
was
you
in
didn't
Tekken
even
1
know.
and
You
2.
didn't even know we had multiple Kumas. You didn't even know.
Yeah, and I'm Shavar, and guess what? I have information at my fingertips, and I looked it up. He's Kuma 2. Shavar's gonna waste time
I'm not wasting
rather
time.
than just believe me, even though I have the information right in front of me.
Anyway, the bear is a staple in the game. They do add new characters to Tekken's, and for some reason they stay. And other games, new characters tend to disappear. But like in Tekken, what was it 4? Which one did everyone hate? 4?
4 sucked.
In Tekken 4, they introduced the boxer, and then they kept the boxer. And in Tekken 5, they introduced a man with impossible hair, and they kept him. Lars.
Who? Tekken 6? Yeah.
Who was in Tekken 5?
Tekken 5? I don't know, but Lars didn't come until Tekken 6. Like Tekken 5 was like Marduk and like Raven. Yeah. Raven.
Yeah,
Marduk.
Raven. But and
Tekken
Marduk,
5 is allegedly like, like Asuka, I think that was her first game too. Tekken 5 is allegedly a lot of people's favorite. I'm going to expose us here. I don't even think we own Tekken 5, if I'm not mistaken. We do?
Tekken 5 is the one where the openings, like when you play it, it has like kind of like this real comic booky style story thing. It's real dark.
Oh.
And then when you get to the,
I also own the PSP version. That's how I played Tekken 5. We had it on
PlayStation 2 or 3 or whatever.
Okay.
3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did. Because I was excited about Raven, and I was disappointed.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes. Yeah.
Yeah, Wesley. He's literally Wesley Snipes. I'll show you. He's in the game.
Cisco. Yeah. No, but Shavar, I have an interesting tip about Kuma. Kuma 1 enjoyed the taste of human flesh, but Kuma 2 is disgusted by the idea of eating people.
He did. And he wants to marry the panda. You didn't see the panda, Mom, but there's also a panda. Kuma wants to marry the panda.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, but Shavar, yes. Just to confirm, Kuma, the original Kuma has been dead since like Tekken 3. Kuma 2 has been here since Tekken 2. It's the same bear.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about games. Games.
Added
video
a few
games.
more topics too.
When did you do that? All right, let's get into the big news. Okay, Xbox is quite possibly falling apart in terms of their worth to the gaming community.
They might be shit in the bed.
This week, so this week it kind of leaked that Xbox and their heads have made a decision that they're no longer to be an exclusive company that makes games exclusively for their machine. And this has sparked outrage. If you have ever watched any Xbox podcast or YouTuber, they are losing their minds right now. I saw people crying because all the consoles have a system of, or a network of, people who love them. People love Nintendo. They buy Nintendo, they play Nintendo, they talk about Nintendo, they anticipate the games, they review stuff. Same for Sony, same for Xbox. But part of what is fun about that, I guess, is to some people it's fun to say, my console has this game and you can only play it here. And I'm privileged to play that game here. And it's also a thing, like, it kind of makes, I don't know why. It's like political parties, right? People just pick these
it's
things.
something for people who have nothing to care about, yeah.
But Xbox has been kind of, quote-unquote, losing the console war for the past 2 generations, right? PlayStation's outsold it every time. I think even the Nintendo beats it out sometimes. And they've seemingly decided, because the announcement hasn't come out yet officially, but it's leaked because people have been so upset, that they're going to now release their old games and future games on PlayStation. Ooh. And no longer be an exclusive platform. So this puts a lot of questions. Are we going to get an Xbox in the future, or is this the end of Xbox and they're just going to make games? Is Xbox Game Pass falling apart? Is it really... I sent you this article, Mom. I don't know if you read it. Is it really...
Is this the Phil Spencer article?
It's the article I sent you from Forbes earlier this week.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Is Game Pass actually working out for the company? Is it not? Because if you have Xbox Game Pass, you get every Xbox exclusive for free when it releases, right? And now these other people get to buy the game and you have to pay a subscription or whatever. So I think that I think it's fine. I think on the business decision, it's a bad idea. But I'm not too... I think the worst part is the way Xbox treats its content community is very different from PlayStation and very different from Nintendo. Nintendo hates its community. They sue their community.
Yeah.
They copyright strike the community. They send lawyers to scare the community. They don't engage with the community almost at all.
They genuinely... All they have for the community is fan
way.
Service. They don't have anything in terms of like actually working with the community.
And they attack their community. But the people like the games separate the games from the company. It's really like I like the Zeldas, I like the Marios, not I like Nintendo. The Sony people, the people like I like PlayStation, that's what it is. I like PlayStation, the part of Sony company. I like their games, and PlayStation keeps their people at an arm's distance. You'll see some collaborations, you'll see someone get to take a part in something, but you don't really see Sony going to the community as like relying on the community. They don't Sony doesn't talk to podcasts and take them to events or do anything like that. Like even if you're in the community, you get treated like just a regular customer, but they'll do a thing here and there. Xbox has done this thing over the past 10 years, really, where if you're a big Xbox podcast, whether that's like with IGN or Collins stuff or whatever, Xbox takes you to dinner and lunch. You get to meet the CEOs. You get invited to all the shows. You get invited to the events. They come on. Phil Spencer's been on more podcasts than would ever think someone in his position would be in. They'll come on your shows, they'll do interviews with you, they'll take pictures with you, they'll sign autographs, they'll give you free Xboxes, they'll sign you a special edition to you. They tell you how important the community is and how much they love you, and how they ask you for your input, and they have special meetings just for these content creators. And I think that's why the fact that this community thing that they've built that is just going to fall apart if they lose their exclusivity stuff hurts
Absolutely.
these people so bad, because it feels like they were lied to.
Mm-hmm.
Building this ecosystem.
It would feel like, yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
Yeah. Building the ecosystem, and then, sorry, you can talk, but building the ecosystem and then like saying, yank, it's gone. I think that's what it makes it so crazy. Yeah.
I mean, that's the bad part, right? Like, I think I texted Shavar earlier this week, but I was like, listen, as a consumer, this is great. I would love to play Gears of War on my PlayStation, right? Like, I have not bought an Xbox since the 360. And part of the reason is because there's not a lot of games on there that are going to bring me over. And then when I got a PC, or rather my brother bought me a PC, I was able to just, play a lot of Xbox games that way. So as a consumer, I'd be like, yeah, cool. If I can move that to my console, that's great. If I can play Gears of War on there, that's great. Starfield, I can actually give that a shot now, not on my computer. But like you said, from the company perspective, it's kind of a slap in the face to the whole community aspect, because they have been the strongest community in my opinion out of like the big three, right? Like you said,
talk
Nintendo.
About any group of people like being stupid about a console, it's the Xbox people for sure.
Yes.
I mean,
and Xbox people are crazy about they go in the comments of every like PlayStation or Nintendo thing, and they're like, well, this shit sucks or whatever. Like, they're very like loyal. Like, they're very loyal to Xbox, which I think that's good for a company to have. So when you do something and turn around and you basically take that away and have all these things that are your only exclusives, by the way, me and Shavar have also commented on this before. Xbox doesn't have a lot of great exclusives left. Halo, I don't know if anybody's noticed this, Halo kind of tanked. Halo came out a year or two ago. It's supposed to be like this, big live service, always ongoing action game with all these things happening. All the updates got stopped. That game tanked, right? Like, and they've had a couple other releases come out that have not done as great as they thought they would. So I see where they might want to do this, but at the same time, it's like, do you really want to become another Sega? Because that's kind of what happened to Sega. They started doing games for other companies after they tried to do their own exclusive console. The Dreamcast, which personally, I love the Dreamcast, one of my favorite consoles, but it tanked. It did not do well. And then they ended up just going third party permanently, right? And they do a lot of Nintendo exclusive stuff, but it's mostly third party they do now. I don't think that's the right move for Xbox. I think that they should try to bolster their own stuff and work on how exclusive their console is. But at the same time, like, this Game Pass thing may have kind of taken them in a different direction, which I don't think is great, because at the moment, I really don't see the point in getting an Xbox. And then this announcement came out, and I see even less of a point in getting an Xbox. I really don't. If this does happen, I don't see the point in getting an Xbox, because if I can play everything else on my PlayStation, then why do I even care? And the thing is that this isn't too far off either, because they've already done this with Nintendo. There are several games that they said are Microsoft exclusives or whatever, and they brought them to Nintendo. They've already done that. It was with the Ori series. They did it with Minecraft. They did it with a couple other games that are also on PlayStation. Okay. Yeah, no, I know. Those aren't as big, but more so to say that, like, they've done this before, and they have the ability to do this without, thinking it's going to ruin their lives or something. So,
well, I think their failure is in choosing the exclusives, because today, it's not like it was 10, 15 years before. It was a PlayStation exclusive. It was PlayStation made it, or Xbox made it. Now it's PlayStation pays for it, or Xbox pays for it. There's some of them they make, right? But like in-house studios or something, they'll buy it. But most of them, it's, we find these things, we think that's good, we pay for it. I think Xbox is just bad at finding these interesting games, because I'm looking at like a list of Xbox exclusives and PlayStation exclusives. The PlayStation ones are just much more, they're just better, even if it's not like your type of game. Like Returnal. Returnal is not a lot of people's type of game, but it's a very
and I like that
solid
game a lot.
Death Stranding is not everyone's type of game, but it is like a very Uncharted.
It's unique,
Horizon.
and it's one of those games where when it clicks, it really clicks. And there's no game like that on Xbox. Like there isn't. Like there isn't. It's just weird.
Yeah, I think they're just bad at choosing the games, which is why they bought Bethesda, because Bethesda has a track record of, even the games that aren't like super duper they sell millions and millions and millions. So now you've got all of those. Great. But I don't know. Now you're in the position where, okay, if we don't put these out on PlayStation 5, what are we missing out on? Right? If we just do Game Pass, do we really make that much money? Unless we've got, I don't know how many millions of people they're supposed to have signed up to that, but it's a little too bad. So some of the games they talk about coming out for PlayStation now, Hi-Fi Rush, which was leaked because there's already coding and things for it.
There's files in it that say it's also coming in the Switch as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Starfield, which is the big Bethesda epic that everyone was waiting for and no one talks about. And I think mostly no one talks about this game because not that no one talks about it. People do, but I don't think the buzz is as high as it was. Is because it's only on Xbox. Even when you take the game No Man's Sky, which was a failure, which was supposed to be like a precursor to this game, even though it was a failure, people were still talking about it because it was everywhere. Like you could play it on everything, right?
Yeah.
And even though it was bad, it was still talked about. This, who knows if Starfield's good? Xbox people. Apparently.
I feel like the thing is that people don't understand that yes, PC exists, right? But a lot of people play games on consoles. Like that's like a gigantic base. I feel like people always are like, well, it's on PC, so people should be talking about it. No, a lot of people play games on consoles. Like that's just not where people are playing games most of the time.
It's not just that, but there's not really community on PC in the way that it is on like if you're on consoles, you got your friends that you connected to and all that too. But then there's also a whole section that's news and connects you to other players, and you have tournaments and you have this and that, and you see other people's stream. There's more of, and especially with Xbox is really into like connecting the players online together to look at these like the wall people were getting banned from before. So and the way PC stuff works, a lot of that stuff just isn't gonna be as prolific as if it were on a console, because a console is you buy it for a game. A PC game, you buy it on your PC, but you that's not what you do.
Other stuff on your PC. Yeah, you do other things. So I don't know. I think the Starfield thing, because you said what I was thinking about Starfield. That game came, and here's the thing: like it sold well. I'm not saying like the game isn't popular and people don't play it, but as far as like conversation generation and like just people talking about it, nobody talks about that game. There's not like people still discovering things. And it's supposed to be the biggest game of the decade. Yes, it's supposed to be. You got all these planets to explore, and there's so many things, and it's so random. I stopped seeing people talk about that game like maybe 2 weeks after it came out.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Do you know what Starfield is?
I don't.
Okay, Mom.
Exactly.
Mom. Do you know what Tekken is?
Yes, I do.
See, Tekken's on all the platforms. See what I mean? See the reach that you can get?
the reach, astronomical, and that's my thing, right? Like I don't think that this is like, I don't know. Xbox has kind of been flailing for a while, in my opinion. They've been flailing since the Xbox One. I don't really see like where they think this strategy is gonna pay off, as far as just really buying up companies and not like generating things that work for them, because they have not had a strong Xbox Series since like Halo and Gears of War. Like if we're being honest, I can't think of another strong Xbox Series since then. They have such little like hope in them, their main series, that when Cyberpunk was coming out, they had all the promotion for that because they're like, it runs best on our console. That's weird. Like that's not even exclusive. It comes out on everything else. like that's just so weird. It's not an Xbox exclusive game. You can buy that on Steam. So, and it's not Xbox. It's not even an Xbox game. It's a third party game. So
I think
I
that's
don't know,
just
man.
more of the relationship they have with CD Projekt, because Witcher was Xbox only, and it's the same when Final Fantasy went from PlayStation only to everything, like Final Fantasy 10, right? Yeah, Final Fantasy 10. Even though that was everywhere, it was mostly advertised with Sony because they have a good relationship.
Okay, now that makes sense. Well, that's my thing, right? Is that's their whole thing, is that it's just relationships. It's just them boosting other things and not generating anything on their side that like belongs to them and that's engaging. It's just trying to chase trends, or being like, well, people like this, let's buy this and then make this ours. And it's like, okay, you did that with Call of Duty, you did that with Bethesda. Now what? Now you have Blizzard, but now you don't want to be exclusive. Like it just doesn't make sense, dude. It's just wild.
Just a matter of choosing to be exclusive. I think it's a trend that's happening in the gaming industry. So you had the pandemic. Of course, no one could go anywhere or do anything for a while. So of course,
what do you mean a trend? I'm curious.
Well, sales spiked, right? And so they hired more people to do more things and get things moving. So once the pandemic was over, everybody started going back to work, things kind of cooled off. And I think that's what's leading to the trend of layoffs as well. So in 2023, there were like 10,000.
Wait, mom, pause.
Well, I'm getting around to the
Yeah, go ahead.
Xbox.
Okay, go ahead.
And the PlayStation, because it sounds like what's happening now is almost a monopoly, and that's not a good thing. But there's a reason for this happening. That's where I'm going with this. So 10,000 plus people were laid off in 2023, sort of adjusting, righting the industry. But then they continued in January with over 6,000 layoffs, and that's a lot in 1 month compared to the 10,000 a year. So I think they're starting to kind of slow down, balance off the layoffs, but they're going to have to sort of rebuild at this point, because just like everything else, the gaming industry is changing too. I think when Xbox starts sharing their games with PlayStation, it's gonna be kind of hard. It's gonna be a betrayal, like you say, to the loyal fans of Xbox. But I think that may give them a chance to rebuild and create those new Halos and things like that, because they'll generate more money, because it's all about the money. Another trend that's happening is that there are about 2% fewer gamers. So I don't know if people are just,
what's that metric based on? Yeah, what does that even mean?
Statistics.
Where?
So
where?
Well, I don't know. Maybe people died.
Yeah, you just made it sound.
Maybe people died.
I'm asking you, where did you get that 2%?
Like, where did you get that from?
Let me see. I had a source here.
I'm a journalist, by the way.
From the Business Insider.
And where'd they get that from?
They have graphs even. Hold on.
Oh my God. Okay, well,
I can
Mom,
share that article with you. But
yeah, well, Mom, I don't think a 2% drop means anything. I don't think that.
It's not huge.
I really don't think that has a huge.
It's not gargantuan, and I don't think it's going to affect anything. But what I'm saying is, I think after these companies sort of rebuild, financially, that you'll be able to see something besides Halo, with Xbox, and then they won't necessarily share everything. But if they do share everything, like they're talking about doing, they're pretty much just throwing their hands up in the air.
Well, and that's the thing, Mom. I don't think we've ever seen anybody do that before. I don't think we've ever seen anybody go full third party and then go back to being exclusive and then act like that makes sense. I don't think that's going to happen.
I agree.
That's never happened before. Because if that's the case, Sega would have had a Dreamcast 3 out by now, right? Like,
but
I don't.
I think it's kind of sad, because it's kind of the end of exclusivity, the end of uniqueness, and that means a big monopoly for PlayStation.
No, Mom, I don't think you understand. No, okay, I thought you meant monopoly on Microsoft's, and PlayStation does not have a monopoly in any sense of the word. Yeah, I don't think.
If
No,
you can
that
play
doesn't.
any game on it.
Mom, then PC would have the monopoly already because you can already play most games on PC. A lot of PlayStation exclusives come to PC like
But people
within a
don't
year.
like playing it on PC. They want those.
But no, but you're talking about
buttons.
Monopoly, Mom. If you want to talk about Monopoly, you should look up how much stuff Microsoft owns within the gaming space.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, so PlayStation would not be owning Xbox, so there's
But
no such thing.
Sony
I don't think a
owns
monopoly
PlayStation.
would not.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Microsoft
they would. But they
does
would.
the PC. They do the Xbox. Yeah, I get that.
No, yes, no, but you're not
But if
understanding
they're
what I'm saying.
sharing
There's
everything,
Mom, I know what I'm saying. No, they wouldn't be sharing everything. They're not going into business together. They're not like coming together. That's not what would be happening, Mom.
they're making it playable.
Yes, that's not a monopoly. That's not the same thing as literally owning everything in that space and being able to do whatever you want with it. That's the other guy just deciding he wants to release stuff with you. That's not a
So,
monopoly.
if you
that's
get
the case,
Wait a minute. So if you get Halo
Xbox already
or
have one, if that's
Xbox
the case.
games on PlayStation,
yeah.
you don't get to play them for free with your membership.
No, you buy them.
You have to buy those. Okay.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
yes, Mom,
unless
they're
they-
purchasable
unless
video
they make
games.
Never mind.
Unless
Yeah, what
I
do
would
you? Why
assume-
did you think the games would be free?
I
Well,
would assume that the only exclusive thing you'll have on Xbox is the Game Pass itself.
okay, the Game Pass.
But
That's
I would assume the Game Pass would not be on PlayStation. Now, if
Right.
they did that, if they brought Game Pass to PlayStation, I would say then the Xbox console is absolutely dead.
dead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dead. It's super
DOA.
dead. And that's the thing, right?
They
Is
do
like
that.
is like, do they want to kill their own console? Is I feel like what the answer is here, right?
Yeah.
Because if they do this,
They
there's
do.
no point. There's literally no point in owning an Xbox, and I think that that's where they're at. I think they've realized that, in my opinion, the last two console cycles they have not achieved their goals. They have not made the sales metrics they've wanted to make. They have not gotten anything they want to get. They haven't had games be as big as PlayStation or Nintendo games. Nintendo, every console cycle, they have a gigantic. Every year they have a gigantic game. Last year they had Zelda. They have a Mario every other year. Xbox
Yeah.
doesn't have that. PlayStation
I
always
guess.
has that, right? And PlayStation has enough variety that they're able to do that. So
I
I
just think
think
it's-
that what's happening on the inside, and I don't think I agree with it. I think it's some old people making decisions too. I think part of it is that they don't think they've accomplished the goal, and they think that they've put all this money into stuff and it's not paying out. I think Starfield did not do as well as they wanted it to, even though it did pretty well. I don't think that it was the world breaker they thought it would be. So I think they're
It's
panicking,
not-
and
if
I don't
it's on
think this. I
Game
don't think this
Pass,
is
it's
a
not gonna
great
sell.
idea. Yes,
Here's the
and that's the thing. Game Pass is not. Game Pass is such a double-edged sword for Microsoft. But yeah, go ahead.
I think it's bad for the industry because we've never
Yes.
had a time where you have while the Nintendo consoles are indeed consoles, I wouldn't call them premium consoles. And that
All
there's a-
right.
the- no, hold on what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff there that you just hasn't caught up. Like the onlines, the networks, the community.
Okay, but how are they
Uh,
performing? But how are they performing, Shavar? That's the
The
point.
game-
How are
the
they
games are-
performing?
The games are selling well. That's fine.
Yes.
But nothing they do, like you don't get a Nintendo game except maybe, well, not even because you don't get Nintendo games that like push genres or technology or
They don't push technology. I'd say they push genres. Shavar,
Like
keep
what?
in mind, listener.
Round 2. Fight.
So this week, Funimation finally closed. Crunchyroll bought it about a year ago. I don't know why it took so long. So it's closed. It's done. If you have an account, it is now a Crunchyroll account. However, all the prices are going up now that there is no other way to officially watch Japanese children cartoons, and you have one source. They've decided to capitalize and go from what initially started as the best place to pirate TV shows, and now they're the only place to watch them at all.
So what does it cost now for Crunchyroll?
I'm trying to find that. It's going to be $100 a year. I think it was $50 before.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're going up, which I don't know why. I think part of it is, okay, Sony bought Crunchyroll. And when they took out Funimation, I guess now they have more licenses to things. So I would expect the price to go up anyway. But not 100%.
Double?
I don't know why.
Right.
Yeah, it doubled like that. But and people aren't happy, but what are you going to do? I mean, you either watch it or you don't, or I guess pirate is a thing people do. But
Do you still have your account?
I mean, I have a Funimation account, but not like a paid one.
I thought you had Crunchyroll.
I'm sure I had one at some point. I don't. Yeah, I don't pay for those at all.
Nico, do you watch that?
Hello?
Oh, Funimation or Crunchyroll? Which one?
Either.
No, I don't use Crunchyroll. I watch my things through other services or illegal ways. So I think this sucks. I don't like what's happening.
Why did you
here.
ask about both if the answer was no to either?
So my thing is that I don't really like this because I don't know. I think it sucks people are losing their content. I don't know how they managed to do the whole merging thing and just make it so that nobody gets to keep anything that they bought. I feel like that's really messed up. And they're not offering any way to like remedy it. They're not giving anybody credits equal to what they owned or anything like that. It's just, it's gone. And to me, makes a point more so for physical ownership and, you know, not pirating. Don't pirate. The pirating is bad.
I mean, pirating is immoral mostly, but I mean, look, guys, I know y'all want to watch your people blow up and beat up people and do stuff, but
It's
I don't know if-
illegal.
huh?
It's illegal. Why is it immoral?
Because I mean, it is stealing.
Because
but-
Shavar is a conservative and he likes money.
I mean, no,
You can't steal from
it's-
those. You can't steal from those corporations. Don't do that. That's sad.
You
Don't
shouldn't
do
steal
that.
from most people.
Corporations.
is
Yeah,
stealing.
and you know who's not included in the most? Corporations.
Corporations are people.
They are not people.
They are
Yeah,
people.
the law recognizes them as people. I'm a real person. I don't recognize a corporation as a person.
Okay, then if you were to punish a corporation, how do you do it?
Money.
But how?
Take it.
Steal from it.
Take it how?
Pirate.
Stealing. I'm going to steal from them because I want to hurt them because they're not real and they're not people.
Sue them.
Okay, so you see
I
them.
want to hit them where it
fine
hurts.
them.
Their money. Yeah.
Or you boycott.
Okay, and why does the money hurt them?
how they survive.
Because
It's their
that's how the
lifeblood.
company
Okay,
keeps going.
Okay, and then when the company doesn't survive anymore, what does that mean?
Yeah.
The biggest guys at the top,
They're
they
dead,
lose
and
money.
then what happens? Everyone loses.
And then people
jobs.
find
Okay.
other people find other jobs. Yeah, they can find
Yeah.
another
No,
job.
they don't
because
find other jobs.
One
You
corporation
don't-
can
no.
blow up,
You-
and it's okay.
You don't know that they find other jobs. You know that they lose a job.
Their
Okay?
Why should we always trying to
Competitors
educate?
take
Why
them.
should we always trying to educate somebody?
All I'm saying is corporations are people. Stealing.
Shavar,
is
you're not a
not.
teacher anymore. You're not a
They
teacher
are
anymore,
not.
bro. Shut up.
Corporations are people. Stealing is generally
No, they're not.
wrong.
Mom, did you know you raised a young Republican?
I don't know how common sense makes me a Republican. It actually is the opposite.
No,
you-
it's the
you-
opposite.
No, stop. Yeah, no. Listen. I
mean,
don't
it's just
know.
you just
you
walked down
saying
the road.
that you sound.
I just held your
that's
hand.
some.
That's all.
That's some bum shit. I don't know. I don't recognize
that's all.
corporations as people. They're not people.
Anyway, I mean,
And also,
if you
the
wanna-
way that you explains corporations are people is not how the law recognizes them as people, by the way. That's how you, as somebody who thinks that the world is logical, sees corporations as people. That's not how the law sees corporations as people. They literally see them as, like, people. So, anyway.
yeah,
continue.
they are people.
No, they're not. They are comprised of people, but they are not people.
They are people.
Gosh, do we have another topic?
I
don't know.
play some
Shavar decided he
music?
wanted to educate us, so he
Play
got
some
off topic.
music. Let's get a topic.
3 times
Thank you.
1. What is it? 3! Yeah, that's a magic number.
Happy topic. Knuckles.
Okay, so
Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's go.
Yeah, why'd you say that and then you just didn't introduce it? You
because
just,
she hadn't read the thing before.
I did read it, but I couldn't take any more of that. Let's
Okay,
go.
anyway. So who watched Sonic 2 movie?
Eh,
Oh, okay. Only 2 of us. Well, if you don't know, Knuckles is in there. And he gets a full trailer for his new TV show. I guess it's called Knuckles. Yeah, it is just called Knuckles. It's coming out later this year. It's probably for kids, I'm guessing. I haven't seen the trailer. I should have watched it, but I did not watch it right now. But yeah, it's probably for kids. I haven't read this thing. Is Idris Elba the voice still?
no.
yes.
I guess I didn't read it either.
Okay. Well, Ben Schwartz is
Thanks,
in it.
Miko.
Ben Schwartz is in it as Sonic, and the Tails actor. I have no idea who that is. Oh yeah, Idris Elba is still Knuckles, so that's cool. They
Yeah,
have
I
it.
said that already. Why did you need to say that again? I just told you.
He was agreeing with you. You guys don't recognize when you agree.
No, that's not agreeing. He was trying to read and find it because he didn't believe me.
And it has
CTI didn't deny it.
Travar,
yeah.
did you believe him?
No, I believed him. I just read it, and then it clicked. Like, oh, okay.
And then it clicked. It didn't click when I said it?
I believed you.
Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, continue. Whatever.
Who is
So
Rory McCann from Game of Thrones? Who's that?
the Hound, the guy with the face,
big guy. Okay, okay. I got it.
So he's in it. They also have the woman with the forehead that's too big, and the guy who couldn't be a superstar but wanted to. I forgot their names. They're still there. And so yeah, you get the whole Knuckles show. I
James
think
Marsden.
James Marsden, yeah, and Adam. No, I don't. That's not a person. I don't know. Whatever the wife's name is in the movie, the black
Okay.
lady.
But Jim Carrey's not in it.
No, he's not. Kim Cuddy is in it apparently. Kid Cuddy, Kim Cuddy. Who's that?
Kid Cudi.
Kid Cuddy's in it,
That's cool.
and it comes out in April. So if you're into Sonic that much, you can go watch it,
I won't.
and I'll probably watch it. It'll be
Can
cute.
give us a preview, movie preview.
Sure. No problem. And our last story of the day.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
We should have waited for that one, for the Knuckles one. That's Knuckles' voice.
Well, at the end, that's fine.
I guess. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is getting its update that people have been waiting for. So there's going to be the New Game Plus, finally. Alongside new suits. And apparently more coming next month. You played this game, Biko. What more is coming?
Oh, cool. I'll talk. Yeah. So they got new suits, new game plus. They haven't told us what the more is yet. So there's probably just other stuff they're going to tease throughout the month. But yeah, March 7th, months after the games come out, Spider-Man is getting new game plus, which is disappointing. This kind of furthers my theory that this game was moved up, because Sony wanted something in the last quarter of the year, because they had God of War last year and they needed something else, and they needed Spider-Man to cover that. That game was clearly, it's a great game. I love Spider-Man 2. It's awesome. It's clearly not finished. There's a lot of glitches that were present during the first few weeks that it was out. And on top of that, it took this long for New Game Plus to come. And the original game had New Game Plus come out within like a month after it came out, if I'm not mistaken. So I feel like this game is still great, but I feel like Insomniac is either caught up with another project and had to put this on the back burner for a minute before they released it. Or like I said earlier, this game was still cooking a little bit, so they weren't quite done with it and they knew they had to release it later. This is kind of disappointing. This is like almost 6 months after the game came out. And I was even talking to my father-in-law, my wife's dad, about it because he plays games too. And him and his daughter, they finished this game a long time ago. I don't think they're going to want to go back to it. Like they did it already, right? And I feel like that's like the casual player of this game is they were kind of waiting for this to come out months ago, and now they've already moved on. So unless it's like the hardcore Spider-Man fans, I think everybody who's kind of interested in this has already kind of moved on. For the people who haven't bought the game yet, this is awesome. But for everybody who bought it on release day, it's kind of like, all right, whatever. I like Spider-Man too much, so I'll definitely dive back in. And I only finished the game like a couple months ago, so it's not as fresh anymore for me. So I'm ready to play it, but I think for the casual player, I think this is like very late. I think this is kind of funny that they have taken so long, because this was supposed to come out in like November, which was like a couple months after the game came out. But then they deleted it. So this is like October, yeah. It's supposed to be, which is a month after the game came out, which would have been in the same time frame that the first game had its New Game Plus come out. But now this is like months later. Like that's kind of ridiculous, and it's just New Game Plus. It's not even like the add-on people that we already are kind of like, because of files in the game and some parts of the game I don't want to spoil. We're pretty sure there's DLC that's supposed to be coming out, but we don't like. I think that they've been rushed on this game, so I don't know. This game's kind of having a funky cycle as it's coming out. So there's supposed to be DLC. They haven't announced anything for the DLC yet. I hope that they announce something soon, because it's very obvious that there's supposed to be DLC. Not even like post game, but really more so like in the middle of the game. So I don't know. I feel like this is kind of too little, too late. But I will still be playing it.
I think as a normal person, that makes sense. But we live in a world with a game called Elden Ring that came out at this point 3 years ago, right?
I don't know. I think so.
And they just released news that the DLC that people thought was going to be out in the next 2 months will not be out in the next 2 months. So if 6 months is a long time, 3 years is way worse. Let me check. Elden Ring. Because it came out February 2022. Okay, so 2 years.
So I have a question about the new suits. Are these suits that we've seen in like comic books, just not in the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's mostly comic-based suits. They actually have all the suits from the movies already in the game.
All right.
Was that the question? Okay, cool. She
Yeah,
just didn't say
because I
anything
just
after that.
find it
All right.
fascinating. Even playing Tekken and all the games, really, that you guys play where you have your characters, you can change their clothes, their hair. It's like a, Barbie or something,
Barbie?
Yeah, it's a lot of custom.
It is. Costume changes,
Why would you say Barbie, though? G.I. Joe had costume changes.
See?
Okay. Anyway, Elden Ring came out on February 25th of 2022, and they recently, so in the last,
Is this a new story?
it's a side story. I mean, it's related to DLC, right? Spider-Man's getting its DLC 5 months later, right?
He just really don't like using the number counters, I guess.
No, he doesn't.
It's not a new story. Okay, all right.
Pretend.
It is literally a new story.
I've got 5 good reasons for you to shut up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so people thought that the new Elden Ring DLC would be coming out sometime in spring, just because that's how Japan works, and that's how you want your money to flow, so that your books look good. But actually, it's likely it won't come out until a little later, maybe early summer. So a game that we've known for a while that there's DLC. I think they announced the DLC 6 months or so after the game came out. I don't know. I might be wrong, but it's been another many months, and we still have nothing. I hope it's very good and big, because I don't know how much it's worth waiting for DLC for a game for 2 years. It'd be different if it just popped up like, oh, look, go play it. But people have been kind of holding on. It's been so long, they've already released another game since then. And for me, it just feels not as exciting as it could have been, because as far as lore-wise, I'm kind of forgetting half the stuff that happened. So
I'm not gonna lie, I'd be surprised. I don't like it, but I wouldn't be surprised this thing just didn't come out.
Like it gets canceled.
Yeah, I don't know. This is just taking so freaking long. Listen, I get it. DLC, I feel like is weird. I feel weird about DLC that comes out less than a few months after the game comes out, right? I feel like that's kind of fishy, unless it's like a fighting game, right? Because sadly, that's just how fighting games work. But as far as this game, like, yo, man, it's been a minute. Where's the DLC at? The game's old now. Like by modern standards, the game's old. People have dug through this game. People have gotten all the lore out of this game they needed. They've done everything in the game 10 times as far as Souls fans. Give us the DLC. What's going on? Is this a whole new game at this point? Because the wait between it is going to be like a game's length at this point. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is because this thing, Dark Souls 3's DLC did not take this long. From what I remember, it did not take this long to come out. And that thing had 3 DLCs. So what's going on? Like, that's my thing, is like, yeah, this is not their usual track record with this stuff. So what the hell is going on? If it's the biggest DLC ever, guess how much it's going to cost? Because I bet you if they do put something that's really big, they're going to be like, nah, sell that as an expansion, as a free to play expansion. No, there's no season pass.
Oh, thank God, because that would, they get in trouble with that.
Oh, they would have been sure. They would have had the fire up under their asses a year ago if they had a season pass. That's why they didn't sell one. So listen, man, I don't know. I don't know what Miyazaki's doing, but this is not the usual track record for FromSoft DLC, right? Like, well, I thought that this was going to come like after like a year, and it's been a long time. They said it's supposed to be an
expansion, so I'm expecting it to be pretty big.
But if I'm not mistaken, Dark Souls 3's DLC was also called expansions.
Yeah, but if you all 3 together is pretty long, right? Well, kind of.
Well, individually they were called expansions, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, well, I think I don't know, it could go either way. I think it could come out, but I think that they've taken way too long. I think that like this is kind of like ridiculous how long this has taken.
But you know, when it comes out, no one's gonna care. Everyone's gonna play it like it came out a month later.
But it's not cool when Nintendo does it.
What did Nintendo do that for?
Oh, all kinds of stuff. Anyway.
2 year later DLC?
Yes. Splatoon's literally doing that this year, and people are talking about how long it took to come out.
Well, that is a long time, 2 years. Well,
but theirs is actually coming out though. They actually have a release date. So,
Splatoon 2 or the first Splatoon? There's a Splatoon 2.
Splatoon 3, bro.
Yeah. Okay. When did that come out? Last year?
2 years ago. Oh my God, is he even listening? 2 years ago.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to the Super Bowl episode.
Go Chiefs.
Yes, that is true. Hope you all have a great day. Go Chiefs. Well, I don't want to go Chiefs. Go Mahomes. All right, I'm a Mahomes guy.
Go Mahomes. Go Swifties.
The
go
Chiefs were
49ers.
Completely irrelevant until that man stepped into the building. I forgot they were a team. You know how they tell you like, oh, there are 32 teams. Like, oh yeah, I know that. And then they ask you to name them, you can't. And Chiefs is one of the ones you wouldn't name, right?
That's true.
It's true. They're one of the ones you wouldn't name. There's so many birds, right? You might forget even like the Falcons or something. But the Chiefs, no way. Now they're on top of the world, so good luck to them.
Go Mahomes.
All right, well, we hope you have a great day. This has been the podcast where we fight all the time and don't do movie reviews. So we'll talk to you next week. Bye.